a correspondent over at the Jewish News Syndicate, joining us live to discuss all of the latest information. Josh, as always, thank you so much for taking the time to join us here today.
Thanks so much, Josh.
Of course. And first off, I want to start by asking you if you can kind of break down for us how we got to this point where Israel, after we've seen the strikes there with the U.S. and Israel on Iran, Hezbollah appearing to get involved there. So what is maybe the goal here by Israel in Lebanon?
Yeah, so Hezbollah decided that they were going to try to avenge the death of the Iranian leader, Khamenei. As you know, Hezbollah is one of the terror proxies of Iran. So until now, they were quiet. And during the last round of fighting, they were quiet as well. And as of yesterday, Hezbollah decided, and you can hear the alerts going off right now. I'm going to stay where I am in my position, but we might have some incoming missiles, ballistic missiles from Iran as we are now live.
Josh, if you need to go, just go.
Okay, no, I'm in a secure position. I'm confident where I am right now.
Okay.
So, no, back to your question. Hezbollah made the strategic decision. They were going to try to avenge the death of Khamenei, who was, their primary supporter for so many years now, and decided they were going to fire on Israel. Now, what's different now is that Israel on October the 6th was not prepared for a strike on both ends. We saw what happened with Hamas, and the big fear was Hezbollah was going to get involved. And now Israel is very prepared, whether we're striking in Iran, whether it's Hezbollah in Lebanon. This could be a real end game and a change to the Middle East here with Khamenei and a lot of the senior leadership in Iran no longer with us. And now an opportunity also, and I don't know how far Israel will go. We're talking perhaps maybe ground troops in Lebanon again. I heard that this morning. But Israel's determined to ensure that whatever remains of Hezbollah, remember you had the beeper attacks and the strikes Israel carried out just about 2 years ago or so. Israel's really, really trying to ensure that Hezbollah no longer will be that threat on our northern border. And at this point, we've heard some positive news from the Lebanese government saying that they were not interested in another round with Israel and that fighting had to stop. So that's a positive development as well.
And of course, wanted to bring you this live look right there over Tel Aviv on the right-hand side of your screen. And Josh, also wanted to ask you if you can break down what the situation has been like there on the ground in Israel. As we mentioned, these sirens have been sounding almost nonstop, on and off. We know that folks are told that they can go to their shelters or should go to their shelters. Then they're allowed to leave, and then it's right back. So explain what this has been like.
Yeah, Josh, it's really all day long. You never know when it's going to happen. It could happen at 2 o'clock in the morning. It could happen at 10 o'clock at night. You never know what's going to happen. You get a siren alert from the Israel Home Command, letting you know that Iran has fired missiles, ballistic missiles. They are inbound. And then the technology is unbelievable. It actually, you can see on your phone where the missiles are headed, what cities, and you're given an alert based on your location. They've basically hacked into all the phones in Israel and can detect your location. And if a missile is anywhere in your vicinity, if it's being fired to your vicinity, after that preliminary warning, you then get a siren, and that might happen here to me in just a few seconds from now. So you have about 5 minutes between that pre-siren siren and the actual siren. You can hear that, I hope. Can you hear that on your end, Josh?
Hear it.
You cannot hear it. Very strange. But I just got an alert indicating, and I'm just going to look down if you don't mind.
Go for it.
That there is a chance for sirens right now. I'm confident everyone in this, where I am right now will take shelter. And I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, but, all morning we've been hearing the anti-missile systems in full operation, shooting down missiles over our heads. You can hear the big booms. Unfortunately, you saw yesterday there was a direct hit on a building, a structure there in Beit Shemesh. 9 people were killed. The day before, you had a worker, I believe, from the Philippines who refused to leave. The woman, the elderly Israeli woman she was tending to, refused to leave her side because the older woman could not get to the shelter, and unfortunately she paid with her life as well. So there have been at least 11 or 12 people who have been killed in the strikes by Iran, the brutal terrorist strikes aimed to murder Israelis. That's what they're trying to do. Thank God it could be a lot worse if it wasn't for God, honestly, and if it wasn't for the anti-missile defense systems which we have in place here.
And of course, you're going to hear me say it time and time again, but if you need to go, please,
Thank you.
this interview is not worth your life.
I will.
So please. The IDF, the Israel Defense Forces, just posting this here, putting it out. They said the IDF has identified that a short while ago missiles were launched from Iran toward the territory of the state of Israel. Defense systems are operating to intercept the threat. In recent minutes, the Home Front Command has issued a preemptive directive directly to the mobile phones in the relevant areas, like we were just discussing. The public is requested to exercise responsibility and act in accordance with the directives. They save lives. One must enter protected spaces upon receiving the alert and remain in them until a new announcement. Exit from the protected space will be permitted only after receiving an explicit directive. Continue to act in accordance with Home Front Command directives. It almost seems as though, Josh, this has become almost a way of life since October 7th. Was it like this prior to that, or is this something that's just picked up and become a way of life?
So unfortunately, it's nothing new. You know, Hamas has been firing rockets. It started off with homemade rockets, and gradually they developed their weapon systems. But they've been firing rockets since 2001 in various capacities. First, they fired at the Jews living in the Jewish communities in Gaza. Then when Israel made the unfortunate decision to leave Gaza, take all its citizens and soldiers out of Gaza in 2005, then you had an increase in rocket fire by 500%. So this goes way back. You're talking about over 20 years. But of course, as the years have gone on, the rocket fire and the capabilities have become more intense. The range in which it's gone from rockets actually to missiles, the range has become, a reality in which basically the whole country's under fire. And I'll just show this. I hope you can see this. All of those red dots, all of the people who are living in those areas right now here in the state of Israel are in their shelters. So whether it's 500,000, 1 million, or more, right as we are speaking, I mean, I can hear things going on outside, but I think we're okay right now. All of those people are in their shelters. So it's built up over the years. And then you had the first 12-day war with Iran, where it was pretty much, several times a day, almost continuous every few hours. You had the rockets and missiles. And now we're approaching that situation where it's, today, this is already the third time that I've been instructed to, go to the shelter. So it's almost all day long. But Israel's going to prevail. We're a very strong country. And despite everything we've seen over the last 2 years, starting with the October 7th massacre, we will persevere at the end, whether it's Iran plus Hezbollah, who've now decided perhaps to launch a new front in the north. I don't know what Hamas's actual capability is from Gaza. I mean, Israel has been fighting a 7-front war now for 2 years. And this really is the big one after all this time.
One thing that a lot of people talk about is the Iron Dome and kind of what role that plays in intercepting these missiles. But as we've seen over just the past 24 hours, the Iron Dome can only do so much. I know a lot of people don't necessarily realize that, but it only intercepts so many of the missiles.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a multi-level system. You have the Iron Dome, you have the Arrow, and unconfirmed reports. I can't confirm this. I saw some video last night. Actually, Israel's been working on a laser defense system, which is able to shoot down some of the weapons, some of the rockets, some of the missiles. But as you said, it's not foolproof. It's not fully hermetic. There have been several missiles which have gotten through, in addition to the one in Beit Shemesh yesterday, just outside of Jerusalem. Could have been an absolute catastrophe. A missile smashed right outside of somebody's car. There were people in the car. It created a huge crater on the ground. That could have ended, really could have been a tragedy as well. I think you're showing some of that video here now, unless that's Lebanon. But either way, some of the missiles do unfortunately get through. The system can be overwhelmed from time to time. Most of them are shot down. I don't know what percentage we're at today, whether it's 90% or 95%. Truly an unbelievable technology, which is saving lives here. And we have to hope for the best and pray for the best.
Josh Hasten, thank you so much for taking the time to join us here and to help break down the situation on the ground there in Israel. Anything we missed, anything that you want to make sure to add here before I let you go?
I'm just going to stress that, the Israeli people are absolutely resilient. The things we've seen, whether over the last 2-3 days, whether the last Iran a conflict, whether October the 7th, everything we've gone through, we're an extremely resilient people, where people have now come together and been forced to come together so many times over the last 2 years in particular. And I have no doubt at the end of the day, we're going to prevail. And please God, we'll see an entire new Middle East, a true new Middle East, after this round is over, where those enemies who want to target not only us, it's very important to remember, not only us, but the United States, and of course, they've killed so many thousands of their own people. Hopefully, they will be long gone into the dustbins of history, and we can really move forward with this entire new Middle East.
Josh Hasten, thank you so much for taking the time to join us here. Please stay safe there.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Josh.